What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Hope everyone is having a good week so far. Got some news to get into. So let's talk about it. Pick up where we left off. I believe last Thursday, right? What's up, Outbreaker? Oh, Hoop 2K. What's up, Hoop 2K? We love Deadpool. What's up? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. They released 2 clips, and they looked pretty bad. I'm not going to say what they were, but they were just not good. I'll just say that. They're cringy. They're horrible. So, yeah, I'll keep your expectations low for the Karate Kid movie. It's looking like it's going to be pretty bad. But yeah, I'm not surprised, to be honest. That's what I've been hearing. But let me pull up the games. Halliburton doing the choke was funny. Yeah, Noah in our GC is super pissed right now. But let me get the games pulled up. Here we go. So Thursday, I believe we left off on Game 6. The Nuggets forced Game 7, 119 to 107. Jalen Williams disappointing, 38 minutes and only 6 points. Chet with 11 rebounds, 19 points, only 8 out of Hartenstein, 32 from SGA, and then 10 from Dort, Caruso, and Wallace. And for the Nuggets, Jokic, 29 points, 14 rebounds, 10 points from MPJ. He has had a horrendous playoff run so far. Jamal Murray, he came to play, 25 points. And then Christian Braun with 23. Strother, probably the best game I've seen from him. 15 off the bench. Russ with only 8. But yeah, Nuggets forced Game 7. And then this game just depressed the fuck out of me. And I didn't even bother watching this game. But the Knicks blow out the Celtics by 38 points. And they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2000. They beat out the Philadelphia 76ers for the longest Eastern Conference Finals drought. The Sixers haven't made it since 2001. Before this game, the Knicks hadn't made it since 2000. So congrats to them. But yeah, this is just an embarrassing way to go out. With your season on the line, you're supposed to go out swinging. You're supposed to go out without a fight. And the Celtics just gave up before this game even started. They just went out flat. It was just embarrassing. And there was just no fight from the defending champs. So they literally just gave up. It's sad to see. And this is probably the last time we're going to see the Celtics in the playoffs until 2027, maybe 2028. But this team's going to look completely different. Porzingis is going to be gone, traded. He was absolutely useless in this playoffs. I understand he's dealing with an illness. But at the end of the day, if you don't feel good, then don't play. It's the same thing when you have a job. If you're not feeling well, then take a sick day. Call in sick. Don't risk getting your other coworkers sick. You know, like if you're not going to perform at your best, then don't show up, you know. Jaylen Brown did what he could, 32 minutes, 20 points. Unfortunately, his season ends by him fouling out in the third quarter. Just very unfortunate. Al Horford did what he could. He's going to be 39 in June. he could end up retiring, which if this is the last time we see Al Horford, it's very sad. You probably should have just retired last year because you should have just retired after the championship because you could have gone out on a high note. But instead, he could potentially go out like this. Luke Cornett didn't really do much. He did start over Porzingis, which I'm not really that mad about. Derek White and Drew Holiday, disappointing. 4 points from Drew, 8 points from Derek White. 11 from Pritchard off the bench. Sam Hauser's pretty much non-existent. And then Porzingis, 11 minutes, 4 points. Rebounds over here. 5 rebounds. And then the bench got some action. Chardman with 5. Torrey Craig got in there. And, yeah, that's it. The Knicks dethroned the Celtics. Just really, really sad to see. And it's only going to get worse from here because Tatum's going to be out for the whole season next year. And I'm not one of those delusional Celtics fans who thinks that, if Tatum was playing, they would have won. No, I don't think so. I don't think that for 1 second. Just the Knicks played with, more passion, more heart, and they were determined to prove everyone wrong, and they succeeded. So credit to them. OG with 23, Cat with 21, 23 from Brunson, 22 from Bridges, 10 from McBride off the bench. Knicks go to the conference finals. And the Celtics are going to look completely different next year. Probably no Holiday, probably no Porzingis, maybe no Sam Hauser. I don't know, but it's going to be a completely different team. Game 7, the Thunder lay the absolute smackdown on the Nuggets. This is just embarrassing. 20 points from Jokic. I don't think it was all on him. Whenever he came off the floor, the Thunder just ran them over. They could not do anything on offense when Jokic was off the floor. So that's one thing the Nuggets need to do is get a backup center that can put in offensive production so that can allow Jokic to get rest because he can't do everything. He can't be out there playing 48 minutes a game because he's gonna wear himself out. It's gonna leave him prone to injuries. It's not good. And then Russ only 6. Russ is definitely gone. But the Nuggets have a very weak bench. And you look at the Thunder, they have a very strong bench. Their bench is extremely deep. SGA with 35. Jalen Williams, bounce back game, 24 points. 11 from Caruso. And Caruso played great defense on Jokic. I mean, Jokic towers over him, and Caruso was clamping him up. But yeah, Thunder beat the Nuggets, and they go to their first conference finals since 2016. They had Kevin Durant back then. Then we head into the conference finals. Thunder versus T-Wolves. The T-Wolves actually started out hot. They're actually off to a good start. Julius Randle's cooking, 28 points. Then they kind of just slowed down in the second half, and then the Thunder took advantage of that. And, that's pretty much all she wrote, but disappointing. Edwards really struggled in this game. He did go down with an ankle injury. I think he came back, though, but he struggled to do much, only 18 points. And not much from everybody else. Gobert only had 3 rebounds. I don't know why they jack up so many threes. They really don't need to be doing that. They really shouldn't be doing that. Because, you got a lot of size, so just pound the paint. I know Thunder got size too, but, if the threes aren't falling, then stop taking them. Shea, 31, 15 from Chet, 19 from J-Dub, 12 from Hartenstein, only 5 from Dort, 9 from Caruso off the bench. But, yeah, that's Game 1 of the West Finals, and then Game 1 of the East Finals wrapped up tonight. The Knicks had a good lead for most of the game, but then pretty much did what the Celtics did in their 2 games and blew this game. Aaron Nesmith, former Celtic, 30 points. Halliburton with 31. Then they didn't really get that much off the bench, but Halliburton hit an insane shot to send the game to overtime. And then they went on to win in overtime. But yeah, tough loss for the Knicks. It's only 1 game, so I'm not going to overreact. There's no need to. We'll just have to see how Game 2 plays out. But I haven't decided yet who I think is going to win the series, because I think either team can win the series. But I do think this is going to Game 7, just like last year. But I have no idea who's going to win, to be honest. But Brunson with 43 points, 35 from Cat, and then 16 from OG and Bridges, only 8 out of Josh Hart. And then they didn't get much from the bench. But yeah, Game 2, Thunder T-Wolves is tomorrow. I would just shop Holiday and Porzingis and just take the best offer. Because you really can't be picky, because they're over the second apron. So they have to trade some of their players to get out of the second apron, because you get penalized if you're over the second apron. So they could lose a future first-round pick if they don't get out of it. So Holiday and Porzingis are going to have to go. I don't want them to go. I love Holiday. I like Porzingis, but at the end of the day, we don't have a choice, So you have to make tough decisions, and every team goes through this. So they're going to have to go through a soft retool and get cheaper players, like good role players, but on cheaper contracts, just to get out of the second apron, because you can't be over that for too long. And when you're over the second apron, you cannot aggregate salaries, which meaning you can't combine salaries to trade for a player. When you make a trade, when you're over the second apron, it has to match the exact salary, or you have to be taking on less money, but it's going to be ridiculously hard, but those are the games. We also have some award news. Let me pull it up. Now we got our MVP finalists. It was Giannis, Jokic, and Shea, of course. And the winner of the 2024-2025 MVP is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He wins his first career MVP, edging out Nikola Jokic and Giannis. It's official. He is your MVP winner this year. And I'm going to just keep it real. MVP doesn't mean anything anymore in modern sports. I'm sorry. The NFL messed it up, and now the NBA has messed it up. MVP doesn't mean squat anymore in modern sports. Because don't get me wrong, yes, I do think SGA does deserve an MVP in his career, but I'm not going to act like Jokic didn't get robbed at all. And like, let's not pretend that SGA has a better team around him than Jokic does. Like, yes, Jokic has a nice starting five around him, but you look at the Nuggets bench compared to the Thunder's bench, like, it's not even close. Like, the Thunder have a deep bench. Like, they have a really good bench. They got Caruso, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams, the center, the taller Jalen Williams. And you have a few other players, and you have a ridiculous starting five as well. You look at the Nuggets bench, they're only playing 3 players off their bench at times. It was usually Russ, Peyton Watson, and Strawther. That's pretty much it. And at times, they're playing Aaron Gordon at center, and that was not working at all. So, like, the Thunder are just a deeper team, and they've pulled off a successful rebuild, and they have a great defense. I'm pretty sure they have the number 1 ranked defense in the NBA. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, definitely think Jokic should have won it. Let's see. Thunder might win it all. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me because they have a great offense and they have a great defense, and they have a really good coach too. We will see. The Wolves might strike back. Wolves might strike back. Yeah, I think they will. I still think they can beat the Thunder. It's just one game, so I'm not gonna overreact to it. But I still got Wolves winning in 7 until proven otherwise. But I'm sure they'll bounce back, so I wouldn't panic just yet. I mean, they dropped game 1 against the Warriors, and then they won 4 straight. I'm not saying they're going to do the same here, but I think they'll make the series interesting. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm just looking for the. Let me find it. Stat head. Where's the versus finder? There it is. I know Evan Zone, he wasn't happy about Shea winning MVP over Jokic because he likes the Nuggets and he likes Jokic. So let's see. 2024, 2025. Okay. And then all right, here we go. All right. Chrome tab. All right, here it is. So, okay, so yeah, he averaged more points than him, 33 points. So around the same, really. Jokic put up more rebounds, more assists, had 1 more steal. Shea had 1 more block. He had a better field goal percentage, had a better 3-point percentage. Okay, and then SGA, this is free throws, by the way. And I believe this is blocks per game. I believe this is blocks per, or what, I don't know what this stands for, but he has more He has more green-lit categories. So Jokic had better stats. Yes, SGA averaged more points than he did. But part of that is free throws. Like look at how many free throws he has over Jokic. Like it's not even close. Like, yes, he averaged more points, but Jokic averaged more rebounds, more assists. He had one more steal, and then he had like his blocks are like not by much. And then he averaged more. He shot better from the field, shot better from three. Whatever this is, I don't even know what that is. Not sure what that is. Not sure what that is, but yeah. So just frustrating. It's the same thing. You excited for the Patriots this season? Not really. I know OTAs started up and Drake May threw 4 interceptions, so that's a red flag. But if Drake May can't, if he can't get better at limiting turnovers this season, it's going to be an ugly season for the Patriots. I'm just going to keep it a buck. Yeah, I understand 2 of those interceptions were against Christian Gonzalez, but still, you got to be better at limiting turnovers. It's on you to fix. If you have a problem, it's on you to fix the problem. Your responsibility as a quarterback is to take care of the football and limit turnovers. And if you can't do that, then it needs to be fixed. Yeah. What else do I want to do? See. Let me go to Fanspo Trade Machine. I did a mock draft last week. So I'm probably not going to do another one for a while. But yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a tough offseason for us. So you can see second apron players cannot be aggregated in a trade. So Tatum getting paid $54 million. His Supermax kicks in this year, and Brown's already kicked in. Holiday's getting paid $32 million. Porzingis is on a expiring deal. He's getting paid $30 million, and then Derek White's getting paid $28 million. So the entire starting five is getting paid $500 million. There's no way that the new owners are going to fund that. And Pritchard's actually on a decent contract, and then everyone else. Let me look at cap hold. Al Horford's going to be an unrestricted free agent. I don't know why we still have cap hold to Brissett. He's not even on a team right now. And Blake Griffin retired. And then Cornette's going to be a free agent. Torrey Craig's a free agent. And then don't really give a crap about these two. Yeah, and thankfully we have a first-round pick next year, and there's no protections on it. Thankfully. But yeah, so Holiday trade is tough because I don't know who would want him is the thing. And like when you're trading somebody, like what are you trading them for, right? And they're not going to get what they gave up for him. And there's like certain teams that like you would not trade with. Like we're not trading with the Heat because we hate them. We're not trading with the Sixers because we hate them. We don't like the Nets either, but maybe we trade with them. We're not trading with the Knicks because we hate them. And I think it's smarter to trade to Western Conference than an Eastern Conference. But say, I mean, I guess Detroit. Because like Detroit has a little bit of cap flexibility. And they can play Holiday next to Cade because Holiday's still a good defender. So we'd probably have to take on Tobias Harris's expiring deal, and probably have to take on get a young player out of it, Marcus Sasser, probably. Which we actually traded him to Detroit for, which I don't think you get a second round pick, maybe like a future second, maybe that's a bit much. But yeah, it does go through. Here's the thing. I don't really want Tobias Harris, though. That's the only issue I have there. Like, I don't mind getting Marcus Sasser out of it, but Tobias Harris is a bit too inconsistent, and I really don't want Tobias Harris, but, you know, you could reroute him elsewhere, or you could he's on an expiring deal anyway. But so you could flip him for something else, but okay, I did not ask for settings. Oh crap. Yeah, you can also do this too, which I'd really like to get Isaiah Stewart because I like his toughness. But I mean, maybe they consider moving Jaden Ivey, but he's pretty young. So I don't think they want to give up on him yet. So I'm not really sure if they would give us Ivey. They might extend Ivey, but I'm not really sure. He did get injured this year, but he was playing pretty good though. Did not ask for that crap. So if Ivey's not in it, probably take on Fontecchio's expiring deal and probably throw Marcus Sasser back in there. So you get Holiday, you get his championship pedigree and his defense, and then Celtics get Isaiah Stewart, which we need big man depth. You got Fontecchio's expiring deal, and then you got Marcus Sasser, and then you can pick up his team option. Say it's a decent trade. That's probably the most realistic, probably, maybe. But see. Not about the Pistons. The Magic need shooting, and Holiday's not the best shooter anymore. I don't think it makes sense for the Bulls to. See, Raptors doesn't really make sense. I don't even think the Bulls can afford him. See, Vucevic will probably be thrown in there. Where's that Collins? I wouldn't mind Lonzo Ball, but yeah, it doesn't really make sense for the Bulls to do it. Bulls should be rebuilding. Thunder, I don't think they would. I mean, Rockets, maybe. They don't have a lot of money, though, is the thing. And Van Vliet's on a team option. I guess Jalen Green, I guess. Not the biggest fan of Green. Green's a bit too inconsistent, but it's a failed trade anyway. Let's see. Yeah, it really doesn't help the Celtics. So that wouldn't work anyway. Let's see. I guess throw in Dylan Brooks' money in there. He's a solid defender. Let's see. Okay, they're under it. But Rockets need to give up like and I guess Jabari, if they don't believe in him long term. Still a felt deal. And it doesn't really help Celtics either. So that doesn't work. Let's see. Guess it would have to be Reed Shepherd. I mean, he doesn't really play anyways, and they picked him third overall. Okay, that one does work. You get Reed Shepherd, and then Dylan Brooks is a good defender, and then you got Holiday. Not sure if the Rockets would do that, but or if you don't want Reed Shepherd, you do. Steven Adams a free agent. I guess you do Jock Landale because they do need center depth, and he's not a bad center. And yeah, that one goes through. Dylan Brooks and Jock Landale for Holiday. Lakers, no. Nuggets can't afford it. I could see the Clippers doing it, maybe. And Harden as a player option. So Holiday's defense would fit well again with Harden if Harden decides to stay. But probably have to take on Powell's expiring deal. And probably Derek Jones, who's a solid 3-and-D player. So that goes through. So you're taking on $30 million back. Not the biggest fan of, though, is a thing. So it'd probably be too much, but that's not what I want. I don't want Bogdan. But if we throw in Chris Dunn, is that too much? Yeah, that's too much. So you probably have to cut Derek Jones. So it would be taking $25 million back. Then you got Norman Powell, who can hit threes, and then Chris Dunn, who's a good defender. He's a solid role player. I think he's from Providence. I don't know, though. Maybe throw in Jordan Miller there. He's only 25 years old. So, yeah. Clippers, maybe. Because they're still trying to contend with Kawhi. Minnesota, I don't think so. Warriors, I don't think so. Grizzlies, maybe. See, obviously you're not going to be taking on more money. I don't know if it makes sense for the Grizzlies to do this, though. They'd probably give you Brandon Clark. John Konchar's awful contract, and probably Gigi Jackson. Yeah, that doesn't even go through. Then Have to cut $4 million. Yeah, so it probably doesn't make sense for the Grizzlies to do anyway. Let's see. Mavericks did say they need a point guard because Kyrie's going to be out for a bit. Probably Gafford, Klay Thompson. Let's try that first. Imagine Klay Thompson, Boston. That'd be so weird. Let's see, they'd have to cut. So they'd only have to give up like one more player to make this work. I guess Brandon Williams, since he's on a minimum anyway. And that goes through. I don't know if Dallas would do that, though. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting Daniel Gafford, but Klay Thompson would be kind of weird. After the 2022 finals. Suns have no money. Blazers doesn't make sense. Last possible outcomes is Spurs. Actually, Spurs don't really make sense either because they have too many guards. They have Fox and Castle, and they're probably going to take Dylan Harper. So Spurs don't really make sense either. Yeah, that's it for holiday trades, pretty much. So now we're going to try Porzingis, which Porzingis, I really don't know who's going to want Porzingis. But yeah, Cavs doesn't really make sense. Pistons maybe. The Bulls, I guess. Don't really want Vucevic though, is the thing. And then Lonzo's got 2 years on his deal. See if this even goes through. No, doesn't even go through. You're over the allowable 749. Yeah. So that doesn't even work. So I need like 20 million. Probably be Zach Collins. Let's try that one. Okay, that one does go through. So Zach Collins and Lonzo Ball. That one, I wouldn't mind that. But I don't really think it makes sense for the Bulls to do. Heat, no. I mean, Hornets, maybe. Because, I mean, they're looking for a center, but I don't think he's a long-term center. Let's see. We'll take on... Don't want Grant Williams back, but I'll take Josh Green and Mark Williams. I wouldn't mind having Mark Williams. as long as he can stay healthy. Nope, no, it doesn't work either. 3.2 million. So Daquan Jeffries has to be thrown in there. No, still doesn't go through. Okay. I want Mark Williams, though. So what do we take on Miles Bridges' deal? Nope. Yeah, pretty much what I thought. So I don't want Nurkic, though. So what if we give them Sam Hauser? Because we're probably going to trade him because he didn't play very well. Okay, that one does go through. So I wouldn't mind doing that. Hauser for Mark Williams. The Hornets do that, though, is a question. The Hawks, maybe. They could get Trae Young, another center, but could they give up for him, though? Jalen Johnson, no. Terrence Mann, probably. Don't want Niang. So Hawks is probably a no. Lakers could because they need a center, but I'd rather not trade him to the Lakers. Let's see, Warriors could use a big man. So we probably have to throw in Moody. Bro, I did not hit Draymond. What? And I wouldn't mind getting Moody, but so how much do they need? Do you like 11.6 million? So they're probably going to trade Kuminga anyway. So it'll have to be a sign-in trade, most likely. 3 years. So it has to be a sign-in trade. See if that works. Nope, it doesn't. It does not work. There's pods would have to be thrown in there. And it still doesn't work. Yep, so Porzingis to Golden State is going to be a no-go. Spurs, maybe. I don't think you'd want to go back to Dallas. And I don't think they would want him back. I would say go for Zion, but Zion's making more money. And he's injury prone. I mean, I know they have used Missy, but maybe they would be interested in Porzingis. You get Herb Jones, who's a really good defender, and probably bring back Kelly Olynyk. That's the best I can come up with. I don't know if the Pelicans would do that, though, is the thing. I mean, I like Alvarado as well. He's a good defender. But yeah, no idea where they're going to get traded to, but that's going to do it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.